to back on up. That's prompting a rotate out from the Sova to try and make sure they don't have too much of a problem. Steps forward, wants to try and contest. Izzy doesn't want to get spotted out, wants to make sure that they are not aware of where they are. Manages to dash back, gets healed in, and now the control that they have isn't quite relevant enough, especially with Russ right there and Turko trying to crack through that wall. They're going to be able to get the spike down, but at what cost? No! Brave denies. This is fantastic for SuperMassive Blaze, because now that spike is down on the floor. Good frags from Boo here, making sure that flank doesn't come to fruition, but they have to make a way on through. The frag coming in from MOLSI is a real chance. That's true. Looking for a chance to step on up, but with the wall now back in the other way, it's got to be some good gunplay, and London United are delivering on that front. It's all up to Izzy to clutch out here. They're going to peek the corner. They've got that ghost in hand. Scan doesn't happen. They still don't know where Izzy is. Peeks out wide, but the wall is blocking. They're sure of it. They're going to be able to get one, but can't get any more. Still completely empty, but rest of the team has stood up. Decided to be counted. Aggression from pAura here. This could be a great timing, especially since they could catch feqew on top there, but doesn't see him. Backs off. And the wall, but Brave. A little bit too brave, maybe foolhardy here. Trades 1-for-1. It's not the end of the world, but it's not exactly the best of positions either. Also very aware that this could be problematic. Mid being completely gummed up. A lot of rotates come on in from SuperMassive Blaze. They're very aware that there's no push coming towards them. If there is, they have the utility to obviously track it out and also play for that retake. pAura's positioning is actually fantastic here. Izzy in a very contentious position. Could easily make or break this game. They haven't checked for it. They know the information. The scanner's coming in. Izzy needs to turn back. Gets that frag. It's a little bit messy, but they turn it into two with the backup of Turko here. Easily cleaned up. He steps up as pAura is really quite far forward. Could easily get taken down here. The Rain are hungry for those frags. Gets the headshot and takes down that jet player. pAura now unsure of where they want to be. Just about manages to slip by, but as the reload comes in, feqew catches them as well, and London United have found an opening here on map 1 here on Icebox. Sorry about that. That is actually only a best of 1. Almost miscommunicated there, but we'll see. Popping that Empress. They really want to lock this round out. They know how economically important it is. The spray from MOLSI nets them one more, and it's 2 versus 5. 1 versus 5. Turko in this situation. You look at this and go, this is a really dire situation. I think, honestly, you want to get out of here, but wasn't expecting the aggression from MOLSI. Quite for the shot, but the Viper's Pit, it makes a very convincing argument as to why you shouldn't push towards this A site. MOLSI is maybe looking for a drop down in, but this is so aggressive from Brave here. Surprised to see it as he claims that first frag. Now knows where MOLSI is, takes them as well. The Viper's Pit. Was he denying a lot of the push? We're still trying to make the weight on in. Boo wants to sit in there. Destry doesn't see a damn thing. That does mean that they have an idea of where that Viper is. The Viper's going to reposition. Catches Boo. Big play here. 4 versus 2. As Brave moves very deep on into this half. Dreamas making sure that they're not coming out the other side. There's a good check here because a lot of Vipers like to play up and aggressive because it's the last thing you'll expect. There's not really a chance for a rotate here for London United. 40 seconds on the clock. They could go for it, but oh, they've lost so much. Even that rotate could be very, very difficult for them. It's going to have to be the call that they make. But they know that that mid could be a real problem for them. Nothing really held down. Maybe expecting that push. Oh, SMB. But it's no dice. It's all going to be down to pAura. Here's the movement. Makes the call. Easy frags here. There's one. Not quite the second, but they do take down the spike. That will mean that you have to rush on here. You don't have much time to go for that plant. You don't have enough time to get in a better position, and uses the Viper's Pit of their own. That's particularly relevant here. This is an easy 1v2 for Dreamas here if they go for this. Smoke Integrity is falling. They've got a lot of time to spend outside of this Viper's Pit. They don't need to be in it for the most part. It's already getting low. Wants to hit that shot, wins the duel, dips on in, and it stays up. Brave really has to work it out for them, but is heading behind. Knows how a Viper thinks. Slips on in, but doesn't know that they're sitting behind yellow. This makes things ever so difficult. And keep an eye on where this is coming. Brave knows exactly, but doesn't have much time to work with. Loses the duel, and Dreamas clutch. They do know he's there. Spectre does find 2! Oh, that is massive. That's a lot of damage going on. Even though they go down, it's information gathered, collapse allowed, player advantage. So much going in there. Brave really making good work out of this. But keep in mind that the rest of SMB doesn't exactly have the weapons to necessarily capitalize on it. I'd love to see what weapon Izzy has in hand. I assume it's something long range, maybe like a Marshall. Yeah, it is indeed. That's going to be Very strong, obviously, on this angle, but it might not even get pushed. Mid-control, however, does give them the information. So as soon as that rotate starts to come on in, the information will be conveyed. And I didn't be interested to see if Izzy even invests that dash to make it happen. But the rotate hasn't come. 3 versus 4. 3 versus 2 on the site. And moving right on in. Good wall here means that Izzy cannot do what they need to. And with Russ down, now this is looking very lackluster. Wall goes in. This even puts down a couple of shots for good measure. pAura is on the flank as backup from Turko here is particularly relevant. pAura peeking at Destrian is on a higher angle. Turns away, and a big mistake here. That's a real chance. Now the pressure is very much on. London United thought they had the positioning. The dash. Oh, the communication there means Turko gets it, but Dreamas can still clutch it out. So much damage going on. Who's been absolutely on a tear. The lockdown goes in to try and deny. Destrian, only finds one. It's trades 2 for 2. But Izzy is watching across and whiffs the important shot here. The lockdown doesn't force them out of the positions that they really wanted. Dreamas is now on the flank, has engaged his chance to really play spoiler to this one. The res means nothing. The damage as well, and Dreamas is putting them into some kind of pressure. Has the lineup. There it goes. The Viper's Bite is going to sail on through the sky and make this very difficult. Oh no, the wall! The wall has denied the chance for it to be all too relevant. Their own utility stopping them from getting this half for Brave there, but the frags come on in. Knives out. The Blade Storm here for feqew really wants to make an impact. The shot whiffs first of all from Izzy. Will dash away, but gets tagged up a little bit. Oh, Brave tried so hard. Unfortunately for feqew, his shots don't land, but that's because his teammates are doing his job for him. Russ goes down. And then there was 2. The lockdown is almost going to pop, but it won't. Oh, no. Okay, it catches 2 players. With 30 seconds on the clock, that's not going to be enough. You could easily make that retake happen. The res is great. The flank from pAura. Now it's 2 versus 4. This is much more manageable, and there's not a lot of time on the board, but look at where Dreamas is. Again, playing such a fantastic performance on this Viper. There goes the round. Actually wins the duel versus feqew. That's very important here. They've got complete control. They even take on Destrian, who tries to catch the cross. A bit of damage going in, but not just yet. Will London go down? They've still got ways to play this one. They've got a wall if things go disastrously wrong.
Weapon here.
Not sure where pAura is, and not sure where the rest of his teammates are as well. Love the patience here from pAura. Their low HP player tries to take it down. MOLSI gets too big for their boots, and that Reyna. Forward. Operator shot hits. Izzy finds that opening frag, takes it down the opposing Sova. Means those pesky shock darts, obviously out of ammo, but like, been very irritating so far. Won't be quite so problematic, and with the spike down, things could get a little dicey. The Lear was blocked up, but MOLSI still wins the duel. Izzy's watching out for it. Knows now there's a player there. Easy shot to feqew, and will even peek out for another. There is the operator that I was talking about before that comes out from Izzy. But London United, they certainly don't give up. I said that every single player in the squad is a threat to be reckoned with. Russ is on the flank and stops those strikes. Like, okay, commit here. I dare you. And it looks like they will, considering they commit the wall right back in. A Viper, very important. Dreamas slips on through. That shot barely whiffs on them. And Izzy is about to be in for a world of hurt. Keeping an eye out for it. Dreamas will have to flick on over quickly. Knows that they're on the right. Catches them on all the damage. But the dash kept them alive. Trades 1 for 1. And that's fine. Until Brave plays spoiler and stops Boo as well. Now it's 3 versus 4. But with the rotate coming in quick, it might not matter so much. They took down the operator player, and that means feqew has a lot of space to work with here.
Not enough fuel.
Brave steps up. Oh, gets caught! I know Destrian went down there, but that's so important. Unfortunately, though, for London United, they don't have the... feqew finds their first frag.
There.
He takes down pAura. That lockdown we were talking about, no longer really an option. There is a res available, but... I mean, it's actually a very resable position, but MOLSI is hungering for that one. And it doesn't mean they have to be very worried about that flanks, especially you got players like MOLSI who would normally be pushing it, but this time just going full frontal. Turko's got that res, but it's very much looking at it and going, is it worth doing? Is it better to have pAura online? And they opt on into it. It's a good shout. The Hunter's Fury does just about, oh, takes down Turko instead. Almost finds pAura, but not quite enough. I mean, you're happy with that, right? It's a 1 for 1. Ult for an ult. pAura stepping up, and a player said to keep an eye on. Always a threat on this defense sentinel. pAura, even when kept back by that wall, they'll crack on through it, they'll wait for the lockdown. which wasn't stopped by the darts. They weren't quite in the right position. As a result, some very defensive positioning from these players. Let's try and get the deny. Does do it, and Boo managed to slip out with the back of pedestrian. They are in a fantastic spot right now. pAura back off, and it's 1 versus 4. Wanted to win this. They invested many ultimates to try and make it happen. A very happy, very strong character, but the first frag going in. Doesn't quite get the information, but the frags are coming through thick and fast. London United are making it happen. feqew is absolutely the sharp point of that squad. Brave does take down MOLSI. They've been solid. We've had some great plays from Vipers so far, but there's only so much you can do. Pedestrian dropping down. The flank step from Brave. 1 versus 2 now. They've already made 2 frags to their name. Can they find that little bit more, the 4K, to close out the round? Goes the pedestrians there, takes him down. Doesn't have the ultimate, but could absolutely go for a plant here, but doesn't know where Dreamas is. It's a Viper versus Viper duel to close out this game potentially here. As Viper's bite lands, and Brave was absolutely right in reading that one. Dreamas not sure as to whether they've committed. As soon as they hear the spike sound, they'll be able to confirm a little bit more, but Dreamas and Brave both thinking more about the frags because, I mean, you've got this Viper. It'll be very difficult to deny. Brave wants to go for it. He's going to commit to it soon. Sets the wall up. Lets themselves get on down. There's not too much time to work with, so they had to commit towards it quickly. Brave is so far up, so aggressive. They're moving like 2 ships in the night, but moves through the wall, gets caught by Dreamas, and there it is. GG's coming on through. London United take this game over on Icebox. First map of the day versus SuperMassive Blaze. And very comfortably too. 13-7, a definitive attacking.